I want to think for a minute about the emotions that we often hear from families of loving their parents so much, of possibly feeling guilty about taking this step. I want to think about how families can untangle the guilt, maybe the stigma that sometimes comes with senior living if they haven't visited a senior living community in a really long time. They may not realize what senior living is today. Sometimes families are feeling overwhelmed. They're just unsure what to do. And so I want to talk for just a minute about those emotions that families are feeling and how the senior living professional can help them through that. And then in a few minutes, we'll get into what areas families get stuck on and how we can help them with that. So talk to us about the emotions you often hear and how people can navigate that.
Absolutely. Navigating emotions to me is something that you need to be prepared for, because it's okay to come into my office and cry. It's okay to come into my office and feel anxious, because these are real emotions and we cannot hide our emotions. We have to feel, we have to discuss our emotions in order to get past. So if you are coming and you're feeling guilty, and this is a phrase that I hear a lot. I will hear, well, I promised dad I would never put mom in wherever they're going. And I say, okay, first of all, let's not say put, let's go ahead and say, let them come experience all the things that we have to experience. When dad said this 15, 20 years ago, what was senior living like at that time? Because the residents here say that they feel like they're waking up in a mountain resort, or that they are on a cruise ship that hasn't docked yet. And so I take that and I always tell the residents, I'm stealing that for these conversational pieces. But the guilt is real because they feel like they're doing something wrong. However, going back to what I said earlier, when a change leads to a better destination for everybody, it's a good decision. So yes, we're going to have guilt. Yes, we're going to cry, and we may go ahead and cry with them. And I have, and you have, because it gets emotional. But once we talk through that and we listen and we understand, we say, okay, now let's go on to the next step, because this is the next chapter that we need to start looking into. And as you well know too, I've heard, well, I'm not looking at anything for about a year or two. And I say, okay, but something brought you to Thrive today, because not a lot of people will get up in the morning and say, hey, I'm going to go visit senior living communities today. There is a reason that you have come to the door, you've called me on the phone, or you've reached out to me. And I want to dive deep into what that reasoning is, because when you can bring that to the forefront and you shed light on it, it's like this light bulb going off. And they're like, wow, that really is true. That's my reason. What's your reason? This is the reason. And then you reiterate that into the conversations. And then they realize that, hey, this could be really good.